Hello, big beautiful world today. We're going up in the Nardi FN-333 333. Just dropped yesterday. It's up on I think the Unibuilds marketplace, the Unibuilds app. So far I think it's hitting Sim Market and maybe Microsoft Marketplace soon enough. Now I have started on the runway because for some reason it's just put me there. That's okay, that's fine. I bought it not on the strength of how weird the aircraft is, but because of the name attached to it, Mario Noriega, because I'm still a massive fan of the C-22J, the Caproni Fazoli, in spite of, you know, some of the polygon count being a bit low, and this is no different. You know, I look at it and think, yeah, okay, so there's some old school stuff there on the A-frame, on the A-pillar and all the rest of it, but I flew it around last night, and I'll be entirely candid, I wrestled with it, but I'm also wrestling with the NVIDIA settings, and my machine keeps rebooting when I go to record, so hopefully we will get a recording out of this, and I've found some ideal settings that are going to keep it all rolling. The other thing I wanted to demonstrate or show off was the Bora Bora improvement available up on, not the market, yeah, I think it's on the marketplace, as well as Just Flight, for around, I think, less than 20 bucks Oz, and this is less than 20 bucks Oz as well. It comes with about half a dozen liveries, and it's really gorgeous. So little things like, hang on just a, yep, so sound difference, nice and easy to close. When you're on the water, it'll drop an anchor when you're going slow enough. Come down here, let's have a look. So all the breakers operate, and you can actually change it to a your GTN 430, etc. But I really love this, and part of the reason I love it is the sound set. It's just clunky as hell, so tell me that isn't 1952 right there. So anyway, I'm just gonna, is this gonna be good enough? I don't know, who knows about these things. You know what, I'll roll with that. Let's have a look. Now I'm a bit worried because it's plopped me here on 22, and I believe, oh no, we're not seeing anything in the wind. But I have gone for calm winds. We're just going to open up the throttle. I think we've got some, yeah, we've got some flaps. Now the one thing I did have to do with this is set incremental flaps. Let's hop out and have a squeeze as the undercarriage comes up. Very cool, very lovely. The textures, everything about it looks lovely, but it's genuinely, again, a really cool flight model, and tricky and skillful. So you've got a lot going on. You've got your float retraction down there. I wish I'd be able to hotkey that to my X56, but you know, we don't get it all, and it's just a real challenge to fly it. Actually, like I say, I did fly it around Bora Bora, but it just kept crashing. Yet I didn't fly another aircraft. I took the old Shavarov around it and stuff like that, and it behaves itself beautifully. So if I still got full throttle, I have. We're heading down. So it's a bit tetchy on the controls. It's the first thing I notice, and I'm going to head over French Island. In fact, we're going to just do a quick run down to Phillip Island. But I love this thing. It's you get a different coloured interior, kind of comic interior on one of the colour schemes that I didn't particularly dig. But that being said, for 20 bucks, you don't get the donk, you don't get the what is it, the LI 470, the injector 470 Continental. And if you look at the lines, obviously your immediate thought, for all you aviation lovers, you're thinking Republic Seavey, you know, or maybe, was it the Goodyear or Grumman pre-World War II? Similar deal, but they were single booms, and this is a twin boom. This is the Nardi, which later got consumed a couple of years later by Saya Marchetti, and well, don't want to go too high. Oh, did I bring the flaps up? I bloody didn't, did I? No, good on me. Yeah, so this is one of the interesting learning curves. I had to punch in some incremental flaps on this because normally I've just got up down on most aircraft with no particular issue, and that's really good. It's little things like this that get me thinking differently about the whole. Stop me being so bloody lazy, incessantly lazy the way I am. Yeah, you don't get, you know, the bag of tricks. You get a couple of goodies, like I said, the GTM 430. You get the anchor coming out when you're slow enough on the water. Water handling is nice, rudder down. So in a way, it's a kind of strange. You look at that twin boom and think, Cessna. But it's definitely got its own thing going on. And why am I going up so bloody high? Let's get down. Far too high. Far too high, peeps. Should be calling in the carb heat as I drop it down, but I'm not gonna, because I'm a bad human being, bad person. So we head over Phillip Island. It's looking a bit spectacular today, and that brown down there looks highly unrealistic, doesn't it? I can safely attest, sorry, French Island here, yeah, and I can safely attest, and I'll take you over it. I was down at Phillip Island last week for a few days holiday, and I can safely attest that brown is very real. I don't know what it is, if it's a lava, like some kind of igneous flow, ancient igneous flow, but it definitely looks like a deep, rich, iron, heavy basalt deposit. So it is pretty down here this time of year. Very, very gorgeous. So we'll just head down over Cows, and seems to be behaving itself at the moment, which is great. And I think it might be the combination. Like I say, I wanted to demonstrate both this, the Nardi FN-333 against the Bora Bora project, but I do love FS Realistic, that subtle shake. We'll keep up around 100 knots. The layout is just gorgeous for a steam gauge. I just love it. All the breakers, like I said, all the breakers work, all the lights work. You're not going to open up any hatches to see baggage or the donk, or you're not going to be able to rip out the pistons and rip the cylinder ring, the piston rings off, and clean off the crankies and get rid of the bearings, and none of that stuff in the wet sump. But what you get is a super flyable, super fun, super quite muscular feeling aircraft, if I'm to be honest. And there we go. It's actually got quite a good rate of climb on it as well. I don't watch it, it wants to get away from me. So come down, hang at about 1500 so we can actually see things. But the Bora Bora project does look stunning as well, for 15 bucks, and that might be the fact that I've got it in tandem, I think, with the freeware Bora Bora shipwrecks. So it could be causing a bit of conflict, but yeah, it definitely didn't like recording. It didn't mind me flying. Maybe it's the new NVIDIA drive. It could be a myriad of things. It could be any freaking number of freaking things. What's in the news? The TBM 850, everyone's raving about it. The Cicada. Again, I wish it was my bag because it does look like an amazing aircraft to get about in. What else? We're all hanging for more updates, all the rest of it. But the truth is, I'm not hanging for anything at the moment. I'm just thinking, like I said, this caught me by surprise. But no, Bubba, no, kiddo, keep coming down. That's away. Now we're just going to trim. Like I said, as we make our way towards Cows, and swing it from there. It's gorgeous down here this time of year, and this time of year, what is it, October? So yes, we did what all good tourists do, and we went down to the penguin parade, and in the cold night air we watched the penguins come in, the little fairy penguins. I think they call them little penguins now, so the phylum has changed on those beasties, which is really sweet. They are amazing, beautiful little animals to watch, and absolutely courageous. You watch a penguin, or you watch them mass on the shoreline to come in right along the beach, and I'll fly over the beach. I think I've done this before in a different aircraft and recorded it and plonked it up here, but it's a thing to behold, because watching them in ones and twos as they pair up, and then mass up to make it to through the beach, because you've still got, in the early evening light, you've got the shearwaters. I don't know if the shearwaters attack them, but quite a few of the seabirds still go to attack the penguins. This, having, after this spent all day, you know, keeping out of the way of sharks and whales, and yeah, interesting, fascinating little creatures. This is Cows. This is the main town of Phillip Island. Over yonder, you've got a little smaller town just over on the eastern, towards the eastern there, called Rill, and down here, pretty much joined now to Cows by housing. You've got so I'm pretty much flying hands-free now, which is really sweet. So yeah, you can get Airbnb down here, decent prices, 4 or 5 bedroom houses, and looking up along the northern side towards French Island and towards Hastings and so on. There are, and I'll try and spot it, we're heading over it anyway, but the F1GP, which is over there. So if any of you caught a video from ages ago, you would have heard me banging on about where Stanley Kramer shot the original movie on the beach back in 1958-59, and that's a cheerful little film indeed. I jest. It's heartbreaking, but it's an important film, if I can use the terms important and film in the same breath. So this is a lovely little town, Cows. It's one of those unusual little towns in Australia, full stop, probably in the world, where things tend to shut at about 5 o'clock in the evening, and that's not to besmirch it. This is Ventnor down here. That's not to have a shot at it. It's really quite wholesome, because you kind of, and God forbid that I should sound like a freaking hippie, but you do have to really talk to other people and kind of not achieve for a few hours, not be constantly wrapped up in this stimulation culture, which is ironic given that I'm using a bloody flight simulator. So yeah, anyone down this way, spend a few days on Phillip Island. I don't think you'll regret it. It's really quite lovely. On the far side, you got I think it's Tyob and that over there, Hastings, forget the name of the other smaller joints. Flinders. One of my favourite parts of the world over that way as well. All along here. Straight ahead at our 12 o'clock, that's called the Nobbies. It's just a set of rocks where just an unusual set of rock formations. Again, I think of volcanic origin originally. They certainly appear to be because of the darkness. Now, it's a small building, you can't really see it. Let's zoom in. That building down yonder, that's the Penguin Centre, and this road leading into it is oh, sorry cats. What's we doing? Let's head in a bit. Cool. All good. So yeah, that road, that building down there is the Penguin Centre. That's really cool, really super cool, very informative, cool people. Now this entire length of beach here, we can see kind of with the A-frame block, the A-pillar blocking it. From the western headland down here, just pretty much directly in line with the nice gentle breeze as we coast over run over the coastline. So you've got the cars running down there. Now that's a myth because we've got Cape Barren geese down there that stop the cars in their tracks, and the Cape Barren geese rule everything. That's all your car park area down there. So from this little area here, just as I'm looking out the headland here, this is where the penguins start to come in, right along this beach, this particular beach here. So the full length of the beach. Now down here, if you look there, you can see those two stands. That's where you go to sit. Actually, there's a third one here for the rich people seats, and yeah, overnight. And I think they do morning runs as well, maybe only nights. But watching the penguins come in is a life-affirming experience. Just wonderful, 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 wonderful. And we'll do Phillip Island. We'll do the F1 GP from what I call Snoot Dog Corner, because it looks like a dog snoot. And then we either might bring her into land up towards Churchill Island, which is that little island you can see just hanging off Phillip Island itself. You get across it by a bridge. Or I might bring it in. Phillip Island does actually have an airfield right next to the Vietnam Veterans Museum, and that's always worth a visit as well for you aviation freaks. I don't know why I'm obsessing with this. Anyway, yeah, so that's got the Huey and Abu at the front. In fact, if we do a run over it, and we'll do a run over the museum. I'm not sure. I think there's some freeway that I might have pulled down. It's got a caribou and a Grumman tracker there. So, but for now, we just go over Phillip Island. And I'm really glad to be recording this because I pissed about last night for the best part of 3 or 4 hours, and I was so frustrated by the end of it. So what else is on the horizon sim-wise? Like I said, I really don't know. You got the world still raving about the TBM, the Cicada, which is a black boxes unit, which it does look to be the bee's knees. Got to admit, a very cool looking unit. But frankly, too grunty for me maybe, or too newish for me. Maybe not weird enough. I've got no idea how to explain these things, folks. So here's where we took a mate out last week, and he spent a whole day running on a BMW 1000 around the circuit. And you can take your cars down there. I think it's one of the oldest. It was started in 28. It wasn't officially all put together until the late 50s, I think. But I do think they used to race cars down here as early as the late 20s. So you can see what I mean by Dog Snoot Corner. Some point, maybe you can't, I don't know. Maybe it's just my screwy imagination. But yeah, it's classic, classic little race circuit down there. And they run all the big bubbers. And we're just going to come in towards Sunset Strip. And that's where, yes, there is a place called Sunset Strip down here. And that's where the museum is, so we should see it shortly coming up. But Phillip Island is gorgeous. It's sedate. It's one of those places that doesn't have to explain or justify its beauty. It just is. And we love heading down there when we can, maybe once a year, just for a few days to get away. Mind you, it does feel like you're in the birds. Again, to reference a Hitchcock. Well, did I reference Hitchcock? No, I referenced Kramer before. Stanley Kramer. So yeah, let's grab a couple of postcards. I got my dog in there. Very cool. I don't seem to be in there. That's interesting. So maybe Christopher Cralkin, which is the name of the puppy dog. Can't see him here. Can see him when we're outside. Good old Christopher Cralkin, because he's ugly but charming as hell. So here's our little airfield at Phillip Island, and we're just going to come down a bit, drop it down, hopefully without causing too much grief. This thing's really stable. It's a delight, like very much like the C-22J. It's classy. If classy is the word I want to use. Just going to come in low, and that's little Churchill Island off our 10 o'clock there. The airfield straight under us, and the museum here, and this is where you can grab chopper flights out of as well. But I don't think we're going to get a boo. Oh, we've got something. There's 2 aircraft down here, Grumman Tracker and a boo. So, oh, that's right, they've given us a B-17 for some reason. I don't think the boo was released there. Okay, so we've got this rusted over Flying Fortress, which is really sweet. Yeah, great little museum if you get your chance to get in. That's so cool, look at that. Ooh, goofy. Now, while I'm here, I may as well just bring her into the northern edge. So we're going to we'll give ourselves some floats. That's the center one here. Watch them come down. Nice and quick. I love wingtip floats. And we're going to also, while I think about it, we are going to give ourselves probably 15. Cool, and we'll make our way over towards Real. Now hopefully we're not going to come in too fast, because we want to keep it at about 65 to make the landing real easy. Gently down, down, down. I don't want to land her on a step because that'll be a painful thing. I hear strange little warning. There we go. Alright, I can deal with that. Holding her back. Holding her back. Oh. Wow, she's really got a juicy little critter. Now, if I'm not mistaken, puppy's going to appear any minute. Don't really need to put the water rudder down. Very, very sweet. There we go. Here's our little anchor. And you've got reverse pitch, reverse prop pitch, which is cool. It is a variable prop. And you only use the reverse pitch either in an emergency or when you're docking. So this is it. This is my quick review of the FN-333. Dropped unexpectedly. I think I saw it. I think it was Oz Flight Simmer. I saw it on. So hats off to you, mate. Thank you for turning me onto this. I really, really dig it already. It was a pain in the bum initially, and I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing? But once I got the flaps sorted out, those incremental flaps and so on, I've fallen in love with it in a matter of hours. Bringing the flaps back up. I won't take over the reel, you know. If anything, I urge you to get down there yourself. You can determine what you want. Instead, we'll just spend a good day's fishing. So let's open the door. There we go. We've chucked out our line. Just going to come off the juice. Rock and roll. Come off that. Let's have a look. Lights out, nobody home. There we go. I didn't even turn the bloody fuel pump off, naughty me. As usual. Look, big beautiful world. I hope you, for one, are having a fantastic weekend. And I'm not going to do a spot of fishing because, God, I'm useless, mate. I cry when I watch Bambi. Okay, big beautiful world. Have a fantastic. One more postcard. Very cool. Very, very cool. There's Spike. Or Christopher Cralkin. Hello, you. Okay, clan, shut me up. Have a fantastic day. See you, mate. Bye.